Hello and welcome to another segment of Possibilities with Esther, to our beautiful viewers. And today we'll be having a special guest talking about creativity. For those of you who are just joining Possibilities with Esther for the first time, I would like to give you a brief understanding about what this program is all about. Possibilities with Esther is a program specially designed to channel your mindset into the possibilities of life. And we talk about life experiences, we talk about some topics that affect our daily life activities, and sometimes we have fun, actually. We have fun. So try to make sure that you don't leave your TV station, because it's going to be fun, educative, inspiring, and really, really motivating. For last week, we had a special guest who is a Nigerian that is making so much history out there and was once awarded as the best medical student in a state university in Russia. And we also talk about how creativity has affected how in any profession you should take creativity as one of your number one priority. You all know that the COVID has affected a whole lot of things, and there's one aspect of our life that we don't really take it so serious, which is the creativity aspect of it. And that's why today I am bringing someone who has a very, very good, deep insight and knowledge about what creativity is all about. Yes, we all know creativity, but when you sit there and listen to this person, I bet you will see a different perspective about what creativity is about than what you just know. And our guest for today, she is Dr. Sophie Nubani. She's an interpersonal executive coach, a public speaker, international creative mindset strategist, NLP trainer, honorary doctor of divinity, honorary doctorate in philosophy in metaphysics, honorary doctorate of philosophy in the area of abundance counseling, a doctorate of literature in the field of education, 3 times best-selling author, founder of the Cycle of Creative Master Institute, and antenatal coaching, spiritual development program, global adversary, and educator, co-host online live show Wisdom Cafe, program chair of Meet, a speaking platform inspired by TED. Guys, there are a whole lot of things. This woman, she's an award winner, she's certified coach, lifestyle coach, a whole lot of package she has for you. And I welcome Dr. Sophie Nubani to Possibilities with Esther. Welcome
Blessings.
To this program, ma'am.
Thank you so much for having me.
You know, your bio is, when I started reading your bio, I feel like I want to just eat up everything and put it inside my head, and I'll just execute everything. You know, there's so much. Please, can you tell our viewers some more certification or more about Dr. Sophie Nubani, which I have missed so far?
Well, in the end, it's more not just about what we get certified in. It is our passion that leads us to what it is that we're curious intellectually about. The process of getting there is where the true growth happens, with the experience in the field of education, where you are really in an area of self-transcendence. So I am also a certified emotional and social intelligence coach, TFT and EFT practitioner, laughter mindset, also co-founder, as well as a certified laughter yoga instructor, Reiki master, Truest master teacher. All of those things are just, things that you may be interested in, whatever the title may be, to get you to an area of joy and excitement and fulfillment, to what you are curious to learn about and be able to share with the world from there, and pass it forward and continue to learn and grow through the process.
Yeah, really, I must say, I must recommend that you have beautiful smiles. And one from all your certification, your qualifications, and all that, one thing that really got me so interested in the fact that there's a certification for smiling. Like, can you tell us about that? Maybe so many people are so deep into their problems that they forget to smile. And now it's a course on itself. Can you tell us a little bit about the smiling, how the importance of
The laughter.
the laughter, yes.
Yes. And smiling and laughter go side by side, right?
Yeah.
You got to start with the warm up of a smile and let it go and infuse the contagious laughter from there, right? It just invites for that.
Yeah.
I have such a passion to really help. I like growth and learning through humor.
Yeah.
Because I really feel that if we can be in that space, it just becomes more fun, right?
Yeah.
So how beautiful it is that we are able to learn and have fun at the same time. And if we can embed that in our educational system, in our corporate executive, systems, environment, society, it is going to really just add more years to our lives.
Yeah.
Because it's not about just how we are living, but it's truly living and feeling alive while we are breathing.
Yeah.
And there are so many benefits of laughter beyond just the laughter itself.
Mm-hmm.
And I got curious about it. In fact, I was in a program with Mind Hack Academy for my business with Dr. Bob Choate. And what we did, I was doing the course, we ended up having a laughter. And this laughter stayed over just a bit of an hour, that it was ongoing, nonstop. So laughter is contagious. And we're looking at each other. Now, this is a mindset program and all that. And I'm like, we need to stop. This is ridiculous. Our mindset. And then he says, the laughter mindset. From there, the laughter mindset program was birthed, literally.
Wow.
And we found out there's this city in Africa that went on laughing for 2 whole weeks nonstop. So they caught onto a laughter virus and they were just going on. Yes, can you believe it? So I was like, wow, this is really true.
I just imagine seeing people laughing. You're very right. It's very contagious. Most people are so deep into their emotion, the grief, the problem in the society, and they just forget to laugh. And even when something is funny, they feel like they are not supposed to laugh. Like if they laugh, it means they are not serious about their situation, or it means they just want to be sad.
It is so true. Once we understand the science behind the laughter, and all the endorphins that are boosted in our system, so it invites for the extra oxytocin, dopamine, endorphins. It really strengthens the immune system. In fact, when we are laughing, we cannot be angry and laughing at the same time. And I always like to go back to the laws of creation. When we are so young, as an infant, before you even start walking, you actually laugh. There's a lot of wisdom in that. So laughter goes beyond just what is appearing, what is doing inside our brain and activating both hemispheres, the right and the left. Truly invites for more creativity. And it frees your mind to be able to think and ID generate a lot better. So when we understand the science behind it, then you can incorporate it in your lifestyle as a regimen that you follow on a daily basis intentionally, whether it's watching comedies, listening to jokes, or initiating more humor into your day and sharing it with those around you at one point. Even through grieving, we honor our emotions when they are heavy, because we got to process what is happening. We got to acknowledge how we're feeling in order for us to understand better.
Yeah.
What we understand, we can conquer. And therefore, it is wise to have that space. But it is also wiser not to forget to laugh.
Yeah.
Somehow, even as an exercise, not as a phenomenon of laughing about it, but truly as an exercise to the brain and the body that will allow us to be looking at things from a different perspective, a wider perception to what may be a better view or solution to the same challenging situation.
Yeah. Wow. This is a new knowledge for me, and I bet you I wouldn't mind to go and study this particular course. Really, I need that
Blessings.
really. It's a new one.
We are actually having a laughter mindset certification program because
Really?
it is so needed with what is happening in mental health and what are we experiencing as a collective. And many people are feeling lots of losses and grieving.
You're right.
So it is not just about laughing about the situation. It is really more about coping better
Yeah.
and integrating interpersonal skills that will allow you to transcend the heaviness of the situation.
Wow. It's like an exercise like yoga. People find it easy to say, okay, they're going for yoga, they're going for exercise, they're going to the gym and all that. So, and the course is going to be like that kind of exercise. But then in this aspect, you have a reason to laugh.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Yes.
All right. And I'm curious, you made mention of one key thing that we always forget is coming back to the childhood. The babies, they say that's where creativity begins. Until when we go into the system and the system change and take away our creativity. And for you, I would like to ask you, growing up, you have acquired this so much knowledge about the mindset, the creative world. Did you start it? Were you aware of it since when you were little?
Our little brain can only have its own world at different stages of our growth. But I was always a very curious and inquisitive child, and a lot of times when we're in that space as children, not every adult can really embrace that because you ask a lot of questions, you want to discover, explore. I was a very brave child for being a child, meaning my mom was always scared that I was going to get kidnapped because I'm just so friendly and I want to talk to strangers and ask and travel. I mean, from the age of 8, I was traveling an unaccompanied minor. So my parents also supported that part of soul liberation and expression, being more independent because of their courage to be able to send me to places like visit my grandma and travel on the plane alone, going through the process, making friends on the airplane so young and having those kind of experiences, I remember one time I wanted to go somewhere and they wouldn't be able to drop me at a very young age. I ended up doing a mural on my wall. I actually did an artwork and I was so taken into it and immersed into it that by the time my parents came, my whole wall was all full of drawing and my mom looks and goes, "What did you do to your wall?" And luckily that they liked it, so I didn't get in that much trouble. But the connection with your creative soul expression, it starts at a young age and not a lot of people really understand where it's at. But when you track it down, you realize that your soul was being in that form of expression, whether it is intellectual creativity or it is more a different type of creativity. There's different synthetic creativity. There is all natural. It depends on what it is that you feel, that you are connecting to. It could be creative, and there's different levels of creativity. We have the little C, the mini C, the middle C, and the big C creatives. And so when we look back, I was like, okay, I was a little mini C creative and I went to the little C and I went to them and you grow with the process as you, sometimes the environment helps.
Yeah.
Sometimes your own life changes may really force you to tap into an area that you never discovered.
Yeah.
And you realize, wow, you took on gardening, and so all of a sudden you start having a passion to it. Next thing you're experimenting. Next thing your yard is looking so beautiful. Next thing, things just start to happen in a flow and naturally.
Yeah, you're very right. Actually, looking at most of certified coach life coach speakers, motivators, and creative coaches. Most people, as you made mention, sometimes until we are pushed by something, some situation, and then we find ourselves doing the things we never thought we could do. For your own making it personal to you, did you have this kind of a rough lifestyle before that made you to realize you could do better or you can be better?
So I was born in Amman, Jordan, right? And I lived in the Middle East. I lived in North Africa. I lived in Cyprus, and I lived also
You lived
in
in
the U.S. for the past.
Cyprus.
Yes, we were
Wow, that's
neighbors,
very
right?
close to us. In Cyprus and Turkey is like we're just together.
Yes, that's so true. And being exposed to different cultures and backgrounds, there are a lot of things that become uncomfortable as you adjust to new culture, new tradition. But I think that's really stretched me beautifully to where I'm at today, because you become very more cultural intelligent. And especially in the 21st century of what we're experiencing, it is one of the very important skills that can support creativity leading to innovation. Because when we can understand and respect and really allow the other party to feel that you are giving them that respect and honor of allowing them to express who they are, understanding their and respecting their culture, will allow them to have less resistance, and their walls, their heart walls are dissolved, and you are able to communicate, which will allow you in the future to collaborate and do a lot of things in a much more harmonious way, and that invites for more creativity. So my background as a child, I would say my childhood was one of my best reflections. I had amazing parents and environment. But what happened as I grew and life came on, we moved, and I was in the United States. It was a different system. You're adjusting, you're learning.
Yeah.
And also, I went through some life change. I lost my mother, and I had a divorce. Little things that get you out of your natural flow and natural maybe beliefs that you were raised by, and then you have to adapt. And you have to stand for yourself, and you have to believe in you. And that takes a lot of courage.
Yeah.
Courage that that failure is only a feedback. That it doesn't identify you, but it also arms you with tools that you learn from, and you are equipped to do better or to use them as resources that gives you more confidence in your next step, because you've been in that experience.
Yeah.
Or maybe help pass it forward, and that act of passing it forward is so empowering for the person that you are and the person that you are serving and helping as well. So it has a double benefit that I feel is very beautiful once exercised.
Yeah, perfect. Really, as you mentioned, our darkest moment can also be the brightest moment in our life. From what I've taken from you, and I personally connect to what this you have mentioned about losing a mother, being a divorce, and other factors of challenges that everyone go through their life. And I'm so curious to hear about the creativity, how this changes, how this meeting different cultures, how this mindset, how this grief, how this pain brought about your curiosity about creativity. But before we move on, we will take on a commercial break, and we will come back and write on that particular question. Stay tuned. I will be right back. Dr. Sophie Nubani, please don't go anywhere. And you, our viewers, it's just getting exciting. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Hello and everyone. Welcome back to the second segment of Possibilities with Esther. Here with me in the studio, I have this wonderful, amazing, smiling laughter coach, NLP coach. She has these amazing smiles that really you need to sit and continue on the segment. And we were talking about creativity, how creativity of laughter. Did I get it right? Should I call it creativity of laughter? Dr. Sophie Nubani.
You know, be creative.
Be creative. Yeah, you have to be creative in your laughter. You have to smile. The problem is there, okay? It's not going anywhere, but it can go away from your head. When it's gone from your head,
true.
It's definitely going to disappear in reality. Dr. Sophie, we're talking about creativity, and you have an amazing mindset, amazing experience that I would love you to tell our viewers what's your definition about creativity and why do you have so much interest in spreading the news about creativity?
Well, you know, creativity, when we are in that space of creativity, you truly are more innovative. And when you are innovative, you feel more alive, regardless of the degree of what you are doing in that space. Creativity is very vital to our growth in many ways. Think of all the societies and cultures. If they didn't have that art, history, creating more, we wouldn't be always picking from each other and passing it to where we are today in technology altogether. It takes a creative mindset for that growth to really, really happen and grow from there. It's definitely very vital for any society to grow in a healthy way and to be growing in a happier way. Because when we are connecting to our creativity, we're connecting to our natural self of being. We are co-creating consistently and constantly every day, whether in a negative or a positive way. So why not understand a creative mindset and be able to tap into that from an area of strength that is empowered from intrinsic motivation. And with that, we are able to be more innovative. And that is really the goal for feeling more alive and for being more and doing more. And in thus really contributing to society and the globe at large in a more better way. And that is our natural way of existence. We are growing consistently. You are not an infant anymore. You are always continuing to grow. And that is exactly the purpose of really tapping into a creative mindset, is to feel that engagement with your growth process, that you're not just getting old, but you're growing. And that is really a healthy space to function from as a human soul and being. So that would be a very important area to really visit and tap into and connect with, because our mind works in linking, associating, and connecting. And when we are able to exercise those features, we are engaging both sides of our brains. And when we are in that space, we feel more, more fulfilled. Our day is more inspired, more empowered. And that is really, really important for a healthy mindset.
Lots of people just focus on the age. They just feel, okay, I'm getting old, so I don't need to do a lot of things. Meanwhile, I think that's the stage where they will need to optimize on their creative mindset, like gathering all the experiences they've experienced in life. This is the time to actually put it into action, because they already know what this is, what that is, instead of focusing that they are getting old, so life is finishing. As you said, that's the time we need to channel our mind to that particular aspect. I've always feel like, Esther, you're growing old. You're 36. Life is going. Instead of focusing on, okay, let me use these experiences I've had in my life to actually innovate or create something. Thank you so much on that mindset. And can you tell us about your book? I can see it behind you, and my eyes is already reading into it. Optimize your creativity. Can you tell our viewers about this special great book and how
Oh,
one can
blessings. So
find it.
optimize your creative mindset. It's a 427-page book. So it's a big book, right? It's like a text type book. It goes into different sections like thinking styles, mindset, and I created an acronym, courage, to simplify it. But this acronym is about 30 pages, and each word represents something. For example, the C is for curiosity, O is for openness, U is for uniqueness, R is for risk tolerance, G is for gallantry, and E is for energy. Traits of creativity that can really empower your journey more once you understand how to tap into them well. It has a vision, action, dream board as well, a new concept of creative masters, which is like a mastermind meetings, and the way it is formulated really invites diversity and allows to tap into cultural, creative, and curiosity intelligence in the forming of those type of meetings. And the motivation and inspiration behind the book altogether came from truly looking at different posts and media interactions and seeing that a lot of people have the tendency to copy. You talk about the law of attraction, and 20 years everyone is just bringing that one word. Then they went to the law of vibration. But when you're creative, you start to tap into your own idea generation and be able to really not be afraid, to have the courage, creative courage, to really try and see the feedback and prototype, like design thinking, abstract thinking, lateral thinking. Play with those things and see the feedback that you get. And through the process, truly have the joy and enjoyment to grow. So I was passionate about really teaching more about that area and having tools that people can actually use and feel, because they know how to. A lot of people don't have the how to, and that kind of holds them back. And if you give them a start, it just becomes easier and you get the thread. And that's how we all contribute and grow and be able to evolve as a human race. Starting with self-awareness as a foundation is very important. And when you're in that space, you are more empowered because you feel that you are really participating into your own self-growth, and engaging in the process makes it more fun. So yes, that was a little bit about the motivation of the book. I have 14 inspiring leaders that are in the book with stories that are really very, very practical of their backstory and their journey of how they became more creative, including, like Dr. Bob Cho, Dr. Laurie Shemek, Dr. David Friedman. There's many, many amazing leaders there. Dr. Joanne White, Chris Salem, an international speaker, Davy Williams. There's many that's in addition to all the content that is really provided there. And actually won 4 categories in best-selling in popular psychology, cognitive psychology, genius, and creativity. So there's a lot of tools in there for those creatives that would like to tap into more creativity.
Yeah, there's so much tools, as also a coach for creative intelligence, certified coach on creative intelligence, which you were also my lecturer on that course. And I always tell everybody that I come along with, I said I never knew creativity has tools. And the moment I took that certification, seriously, it has changed my mindset in terms of handling my problems. Before I sit, my head will just get so hot trying to solve a problem. But since after that certification, really it helped me to look at so many things differently. And I really got to realize that this creativity is really being ignored by the society, especially in our educational system. What, as a certified creative master, what is your take? What do you say? What can you say about this? Maybe some institutional rectors might be watching this program, and probably they might pick interest to make it like a major course in universities. I will be looking forward to see my child has a course in creativity in the university.
Oh yes, and I really believe we are getting there. Just like you became a creative intelligence certified coach, And my involvement and engage in the World Summit with Creative Master Muay Fosakin really brings a lot of hope, because it is a program that is endorsed by the United Nations. And I am so gladly, happily to be contributing to this certification program through the classes that are offered, because I really feel it's where it starts, just like we are talking today. And how we both even met, right?
Yeah.
This is how everything happens. It's like the growth and the interest of this intellectual curiosity is going to plant seeds, and it's going to sprout. And as it trains and goes, and you don't realize how it's growing little by little, but before you know it, I definitely see it going there. And, Sir Robinson also brought that to awareness about the educational system, and how that the education system is suffering because of that. Dr. Kim Lee had addressed the creativity crisis in 1990, and that really got a lot of attention in the New York Times and so forth, and how we are declining as a society, and by not being as creative like in the past. So there is an awareness, and once there is an awareness to that problem, is when there are solutions to be found, because people are putting their heads together to find a way to really encourage such path. And I haven't gotten a lot of people connecting and sending me emails and asking about that as well. So with social media and technology, I really believe that it is going to pivot, and it's going to be addressed and acknowledged as a very important tool. In fact, in the 21st century, when they did a survey, the 4 important most skills were mentioned, where creativity was number 1, and then they had communication and basically collaboration as well. So creativity was on the top list. Even on the IBM survey years ago in the 1990s, creativity was about number 10. In 1999, the same survey one was taken again, and that's before even COVID situation, and we know now it's even more needed than before, because of how we are moving and growing and evolving as a society, that creativity was back on the top of the list. So there is a lot of hope, Miss Esther, about that.
We're
for
so
sure.
hopeful about that. We're really, really hopeful about that. What is your advice to our youth on taking this topic very serious?
Youth is such a beautiful, beautiful generation to my heart, because they are our future.
Yeah.
And it is so beautiful to say this for them. I encourage them to replace their fear with curiosity, to replace their anger with curiosity, to actually go back to their childhood innocence and be more curious, to practice curiosity. Because from there, you are shifting your mindset and energy to any situation or problem that you're facing. When you become more curious about it, including if somebody disturbs you, or you have a challenging situation, or you're angry even at work, anything, if you start to have that mindset, you are going to be able to grow and find and discover more. You will ask more questions. You will have more self-awareness. Know thyself. And what you know more about and understand, you can conquer. And that will allow for more self-discipline, positive discipline, and it will allow you to be more structured in a beautiful way that is more freestyle of your own soul expression structure, that allows you to be and allows you to let be of others as well. You'll be able to respect and accept at the same time everything, and it becomes more beautiful.
Wow, that was very, very powerful. That's very powerful. Unfortunately, our time is. I have never seen time going so fast like today. Really, it's going so fast like a jet.
And
coming to our end of
Esther,
our last question. Possibilities with Esther, and NTR TV is a TV station in Turkey that broadcasts to over 42 African countries. I would like you to tell us what is possibilities. What is your definition of possibilities, and how do you give a final advice with the word possibilities?
I really feel possibilities, the word itself is so liberating, and it connects you to your soul freedom,
Yeah.
knowing that you are not stuck, knowing that there is hope, allows you to really tap into your innate creative mindset and creativity, because now you are more problem solving, not as a base of focusing on the problem, but in finding solutions. And that gives you hope, that gives you strength, that gives you confidence, and that puts a smile on your face. Because if I know there is possibilities, I know that there is hope. I know that I can go further. I can do more. I can find a way. And that spirit always is going to make you arrive at much better and more beautiful destinations in every way, including the challenges that you have to face going through that path. It is like a bridge, and you really are able to absorb and be more aware of what it's trying to teach you versus feeling a victim of your circumstances. You're able to claim your victory over them in how you are handling them, knowing that there is always possibilities and there are many of them. You are not stuck, and that alone gives you more inner peace, and that is priceless.
That is priceless. I feel like giving you possibilities with Esther as a program. Let it just be your program, because you defined it in a very emotional, therapeutic way that I feel healed. You know, it feels like a poem. It feels like I'm on a particular counseling, and it goes straight into my soul. Really, thank you so much, Dr. Sophie.
I have to say thank you,
Really, thank you, really.
Esther, Coach Creative Esther James, for this beautiful program. I watched your program with many different interviews that you have gotten, and I really believe that your message and what you are really bringing out there and exploring and allowing others to discover and connect to is a beautiful human service that you are offering. And NTR TV also is a beautiful platform, and I can't wait to visit you in Turkey as well.
We're looking forward to that. We're really looking forward to that. We're really looking forward to having you here in Turkey sooner or later in this studio right here.
There you go.
By the way, guys, Dr. Sophie, she is connecting from the United States of America. As you can see, Possibilities with Esther brings the world together to you. You don't need to go somewhere. We're coming right to you at your comfort zone. And Dr. Sophie Nubani, she is a wonderful person. I'm so honored. I am so happy that I had her on this program. I believe you also learned something from her. Dr. Sophie, I hope to have you again on Possibilities with Esther next time. And especially on the topic of laughter. I want to smile like you. I want to laugh like you. I want to have this creative laughter that just pierces through the 1,000 miles and through the connection of the TV to this studio. I want to have that vibes. Thank you again, Dr. Sophie. Thank you so much for being on this program. And for the viewers, I hope you have learned something from this program, and you can send your messages, your appreciation, your questions. What do you want to see on this program the next time? If you want to reach out to Dr. Sophie, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, please, if someone wants to contact you, can you give some information that maybe somebody wants to get your book, or how can someone contact you?
Thank you so much. Yes, they can go to my website, which is my name, Sophie Nubani, but it's Dr. Sophie Nubani, DrSofienubani.com, and I'm on many social media platforms, including LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and I am also reachable by email at drsophienubani@icloud.com. So looking forward to being there for any assistance, any questions. We are here for you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Really appreciate
Blessings.
it.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, we have come to the end of this program, and stay tuned on NTR TV. Keep watching Possibilities with Esther. Keep thinking creative. Keep thinking possibilities. Don't let that situation drag you down, okay? You can change it and make the best out of it. Nothing happens for nothing. Everything happens for a reason. It's left to you. Left to you. There are lots of things you can learn online. You can make use of your phone for better things than just social media or scrolling and all that. Creativity, you can learn it even online. You don't need to meet someone. There's so many materials out there. Just try to think positive. I know it's so hard, but it's even harder when you don't try. It makes it so harder. Okay, so stay tuned on Untitled TV, and I will be back again next week with another beautiful segment. And thank you for watching.